stranger in a strange land, but I had a reason. I was riding my bicycle from the top to the bottom of Africa to prove that type 1 diabetes is not a limitation. But what if I got sick, hurt, tired, and had to ride the truck? Would I say that I had ridden my bicycle most of the distance? What would that prove? There's something on this trip called an EFIer, and what that is somebody who doesn't get off their bike, so completes the entire distance of this trip on their bike. This is what a lot of people are going for. If everything keeps up like it did yesterday, it'll be great.
So you can see here in Sudan, there really aren't any proper roads. It's a decision which way to go, about every 10 seconds, because trucks just sort of decided, well, that road's too corrugated, that road's got too many rocks in the middle of it, that one's too deep and sandy, so they just cut off through the desert and make new roads. But got a little Ben Harper on the go here, and I'm just floating on a cloud.
Unfortunately, this site marks one of the darker days in the history of Tour d'Afrique. It was last year. I had a man come up to me in the morning and say, "Randy, is it okay if I get on the truck?" He was 65 years old. Well, tomorrow was the day where he was going to give up his EFI status.
Not today, buddy. Had my first crash. I've got a few, I'm bandaged up a little here. I don't know if this is decent for video. I've had really bad diarrhea for the past sort of 10 days, and treated medically and all this kind of stuff. But it hasn't been enough to keep me off the bike. The diabetes is holding together really well, hasn't slowed me down. I know my control has been superb compared to what it normally is, just because you're so in tune with your body when you're on the bike all day.
Salam!
Some of my good friends on this trip have have lost their EFI status, and they seem to be quite happy about it.
We're riding across Africa, you know, you gotta be tip-top shape. Just carbs, a lot of meat, a lot of protein. Just drink Staminade, you know, we need that special, not even Gatorade, Staminade, energy bars, and it's just a healthy lifestyle. Like, my body's just a... It's a machine, you know? No, we're gonna hitchhike.
But at the same time, days when we're riding, you can see a little bit of remorse or envy when they look at us. And it's nice to be back on paved roads.
He got on the truck, and between the lunch stop and Gaddafi, Alphonse Zender passed away. He died, and it was a very difficult time for the tour. But whatever doesn't bring you down will only make you stronger. It was a very difficult obstacle for us to overcome as a group, but we overcame it. And those bonds will remain amongst us forever.
Wanted to do a quick interview. I had my second crash today. Ran into a local who was riding his bike. Just wanted to put it on camera. Hopefully there won't be a third one. I don't know if I could take it. Ethiopia's been people everywhere, endless hills, kids begging and chasing and throwing rocks.
This wears you down, huh?
Oh man, today wasn't even the toughest physical day, but it was far and away the toughest mental day.
My iPod broke. All the technology people brought is broken, except my insulin pump, which has been through it all. Lost my girlfriend's letters. My finger's broken.
He had a little run-in with people getting in his way.
Yeah, but if I don't finish EFI, then it's all for nothing.
Look at me, I'm Jonny, I'm an EFI. Hey!
When I think of Alphonse and where he is now, if anybody went to heaven, it was this man. And heaven might have a different representation for everybody, but I see Alphonse top of a mountain with his shiny yellow bike and his ear-to-ear grin and the most beautiful stretch of blacktop in front of you that goes all the way down. The sun's shining on his face and the wind is at his back.
You missed all the good swearing already anyway, Monty, but yeah.
Walk us through it, please, Jonny.
Duncan was right ahead of me, and just sort of cruising through here. A million kids on the road, and normally they run to the sides. One of them decided he was going to run just straight in front of the bike, and I could only use my one brake, which is my front, so when I slammed on it, I went over the handlebars and took a little swim. And this is the second time that you two have peeled me off the friggin' road. So thank you kindly.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Jonny.
But I think everything's fine.
Anytime.
Again, stiff spots, one little scratch, but
you're all right.
yeah, I'm all right. Strangers, bonded through a strange land. We had done well as a group so far, but we were only halfway. I didn't understand that the hardest part was still ahead of me. How do you keep your mind together through so much suffering while feeling so apart?